Hello Chocks and Chockettes, and in between Chocolo here for another video review. It's the new Mint Maltesers cake bars. Yes, yeah, I've been meaning to review them for some time now. Not quite as new as they were, basically. They've been out a few months now, but either way, still got new on them, so there we go. Who are we to argue? Yeah, so basically Maltesers doing lots of random things. Well, semi-random anyway. Maltesers, for those you don't know, usually like basically sort of malt honeycomb spheres coated in milk chocolate. And they've been doing lots of variations of that sort of essentially. So Malteser biscuits and various flavours of those. I think it's a raspberry one, a orange one, mint one, and regular ones. And then these cakes, of course, we've done mint and I think I don't know if they're orange ones actually, regular ones. But I think mint and regular, I think, are the only ones they've done so far. But possibly more will be coming, if not already. We've done a bubblegum flavour Malteser, so that's an interesting one. Yeah, so a lot going on. Buttons as well, Malteser buttons, which are very nice. So they've done lots of different things recently, so it's been quite interesting. And then there's all the other offshoots as well, the teaser bar and the truffles they've done as well, and there's loads really. So yeah, this is one of the later ones, I guess. So very very interesting. Now, cake bars notoriously, if you watch my channel for quite some time, you'll know that I tend to sort of not be too enamoured by them. Basically, it tends to just be quite a plain sponge with a cream top, and it's both of which are usually a bit of nothing. So we'll see what this one's like. Hopefully it'll be reasonably good. We'll see. Presumably it's got a mint flavour to it, so if nothing else, we'll have some kind of flavouring. So that's quite a big thick chunk of very toffee-like milk chocolate. I think that's, well, it's meant to be milk chocolate, but it looks quite toffee-like, doesn't it? Obviously you can see here what it is. Got the cream topper, some Malteser crispy pieces presumably, and a sponge underneath. I always find that this top bit here tends to, can't trace it with my finger very well, tends to not quite be as pronounced as that, and a bit disappointing when you actually open them. So we'll see again what it's like when we actually open it. Got the recycling information there. Of it. So the tray recycle, but the film don't recycle. And it's got like the throwing in the bin thing. I assume just for the non-recyclable part, but it seems to have that. If you can't recycle some of it, it seems to have that symbol on it. So yeah, could be a bit confusing though when you consider that you can recycle some of it, but at least the symbol in this case is quite near it. It's quite close to it. Got the big green dot there, which says the company supports recycling, regardless of the recyclability of this product. It's on a cool dry place. Mint flavoured sponge cake bars with a malt flavoured cream, coloured sugar pieces, cocoa coated honeycomb pieces, and covered in chocolate. Ingredients: milk chocolate 40%, got palm oil in there, blackcurrant, radish, spirulina. The typical flavourings those. Coloured sugar pieces 2.6%. So milk chocolate 40% and coloured sugar pieces 2.6%. So it's only 42.6%. So I'm not sure what the rest of the what is it, 47.4%, whatever it is. It might be some more percentage I can't see very easily, but yeah, I'm not sure. So we've got the calorie information there. Number of portions and portion size: 5 times 26.2 grams. So is there a weight for the whole thing in here? I don't think so. 5 times 26.2, so 262 divided by 2, what's that? 131. So 400 grams, 486 calories, 27 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates. That's not too bad. Usually chocolate products, but not cake ones, but chocolate ones, chocolate bars and things, are usually between 500 and 550 from my experience doing the channel. So below that, but it is a cake bar, so I guess the goalposts are slightly different. Different places. Now per bar 26.2 grams, 127 calories, 7.1 grams of fat, 3.4 of which are saturates. Milk chocolate contains milk solids 14% minimum and cocoa solids 25% minimum, suitable for vegetarians. Oh yeah, cakes with crunch, there we go. It's on the inside as well. Alright, well I think we should give these an open, so let's do it. Let's give them an open. Okay, well, I'm going to give these Maltesers cake bars an open, so yeah, obviously there's the outer packaging first to get through. So we will do that. They'll be in a cardboard tray. Usually there's, well, you can see there's flourishes on the side of this anyway, which is a bit frustrating. And then the fat cells on the inside, there'll probably be empty space in the cardboard tray as well. So, you have these little tricks. Okay, so yeah, you can see here, there's probably room for one more probably in there. So yeah, it's a bit rubbish that. It's not uncommon. You see here there's loads of space probably for an extra bar or two here. Then there's space inside the pack itself for an extra one. So you can see there's just all this extra space. Just ridiculous really here. And these got flourishes as well on them. They're not even as tall as the pack. So when I take this out, you'll see in a second. Yeah, but the individual wrappers I think look quite nice. I think mint side of it is a bit more exaggerated as well, which I quite like. I think you can see more of the green, as you could, I guess you could on the actual wrapper, but I don't know, I feel like it comes across more on the individual bars for whatever reason. Just feels that way, even though when you look at it like that, it doesn't seem to, but yeah, just feels like it does. Anyway. So obviously I'm flattening that out a bit, so when I do talk about the size, it could be slightly exaggerated, but even so, I think you can get the point. Right, let's give this an open then. Yeah, so time recording, I've done about, well, done over 910 reviews, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, not done so already. And that's alright, so I'll put a link to a place for all my other reviews. If you've watched this once, go check those out and hopefully enjoy those too. Alright, there we go. So yeah, so you can see there, look at that. You see what I mean? I mean, look at this. So you could fit, how many more at the top? 1, 2, almost 3 at the top. So there's room at the top for about, at least 2 anyway. Let's say 2.5. You could probably argue there's a room for maybe almost another one here. So let's say an extra 3, for argument's sake, 1, 2, half of one here, half of one there, so 3. Then plus you've got enough room for, one more down here at least, haven't you, off the side of here, and then perhaps half one at the top. So 4, 4.5, so extra 4.5 bars, if not 5 really. If we say 5, there's only 5 in here, so you could get, basically there's room for double the amount of bars almost, or if not exactly. There's room for almost, if not exactly the same amount again, if not more so. We've been quite liberal there, we've been quite accommodating with this being only half, and it looks like it's more than that, but either way, it's a bit of a con, isn't it, that? Let's say if we took all these out the wrappers, don't forget, this would shift up even more. And I'm only just, it's not scrunched tight, so yeah. So, pretty poor, pretty poor. Anyway, this was a nice smell of mint as I opened these actually, I must say. Dissipated slightly now, but yeah, so they do smell quite nicely of mint. Let's give them individually a measure then, shall we? Got the old calipers here. Okay, let's see. Not quite flat at the sides, but about 6.8 centimetres. Just about 6.76. The width at the bottom. About 3 centimeters. Let's see. We'll do the width of this nubbin at the top, and we'll have a look at that compared to the front in a minute. I don't want to do it too hard. I don't want to squish it. It's roughly about 1.9 centimeters. Okay. Wasn't focusing very well there, but there we go. You could still see it. Yeah, and the width at the top of the cake part. About 2.8. The width and the height of the whole thing, 2.3. Just of the cake bar, roughly 1.6. Alright, yes, let's have a. I'll tell you, we'll cut it in half a bit. That's not the sharpest, so we'll we'll cut it from the side. There we go. Alright. Okay, so I think you can see here the difference there. So it's clearly not as wide, topper is, and the bit's not as big in proportion to the cream. You can see the bits there though. Yeah, clearly it's wider with the cake than it is at the top. I would say perhaps it's the cake that's just wider in hand than it is on the actual wrapper, and not as tall. But I don't think we're wanting it to be any thinner. I think what should actually be is the case is the top should be a bit wider really, the topper. Just looks like it's been squeezed out of a tube, doesn't it really? But yeah. Alright, interesting. Alright, we can clearly see the crunchy bits there as well. Don't quite look as impressive, as I say, in hand than they do on the front of it. They're a lot bigger, aren't they really there? I guess you could say that's to be expected, but even so, shouldn't be the case, should it? Shouldn't accept that really, should we? You see there the tops come off that a bit, and you can see the underneath there. Chocolate does look a bit, it's not quite as thick as those chunks on the side of the bar, see there, but it does look the similar colour. Alright, well I think we need to give this a taste, so let's do it. Let's give it a taste. Okay then, everyone, I'm going to give these Malteser mint cake bars a taste. Yeah, so just as you've probably seen, just been exploring them a bit, seeing what they're about, and look pretty good so far. Smell quite minty, but we'll see. Cake bars are notoriously a bit, I don't know, not the best things in the world from my previous tasting experience of these, but we'll see. It's a nice mint smell from it. So I think that's, it's going to have the mint flavour at least, isn't it? Nothing else. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a taste. Let's do it. Nice crunch there. Quite a lot of cream actually. I think the mint flavouring does really help it. So I think it's it comes across as just not just sort of like a mundane cream, but actually, there's something a bit different actually. And I think that's just, it's not luck, but you know what I mean. I think the other cake bars tend to not have such a strong flavour with them, and it can tend to make them appear a bit sort of boring really. But yeah, I think this one's not too bad. There's a bit of crunch as well. I don't really get much of a Malteser taste. There's some crunch there. It's a bit of the chocolate. Chocolate cover's okay. A bit of a crunch there, but it doesn't really taste the Maltesers. It's not too bad. You can see the cream there. Just have a bit of the creamy top. It's okay. Does it say the mint? The cream's flavoured mint. Mint flavoured cream. Yeah, it does come across slightly creamy. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. That. Yeah, the mint is flavoured cream. It does come across as tasting a bit minty. Yeah, I think it makes a difference really. It's I've had mint flavoured cake bars before, but they've never been, not been too great despite having the mint flavour. I think this one works a bit better. I think with the crunches as well, gives it something a bit more. Yeah, I'm normally a bit not too pleased with cake bars, but it's not too bad. I don't think I was that enamoured with the previous Maltese cake bar, the regular one, but and this one's okay. I think the mint cream adds a bit more to it, just gives it a bit more of an interesting flavour, and it comes across quite nice. The sponge is, probably relatively normal really, but because, as I say again, with that mint flavour, you're more concentrating on the texture of the sponge. You're not really bothered about the taste because it's just, all you're getting really is mint taste from this. And I think it works pretty well. And you get a nice crunch, as I say, from the crunchy bits inside the mint cream. They're not massive crunchy pieces. They don't really remind me of Maltesers, but nonetheless, they're quite nice. Overall, I think it's okay. I think cake bars, as I say, generally are not that great, but I feel like this one isn't too bad at all. I think it's got a nice cream on it, and it's quite nice. Not overly minty, but minty enough. I wouldn't say it's subtle, but it's a nice flavouring of mint. It comes across well. It doesn't overpower it too much. I say those crunches are nice. I think the mint flavouring is quite strong, but it's not ridiculously so. I mean, you are just getting really a mint taste from this. You don't really taste the sponge too much or the chocolate. I mean, it's there and you can get the texture of it, but it's more about the mint than anything else. And I think that's okay, because I think otherwise these cake bars can be quite bland, and I think it's proportioned well enough to make it taste pretty interesting without being overpowering. Yeah, I mean, it's quite nice actually. So the cream's pretty good. There's enough of it as well. I was talking about how it looked a bit not quite as proportioned as well as it was on the front of the packaging, but there was enough of it actually. I was quite impressed with that. I thought it was there was enough of it. It didn't look as good as it did on the front of the packaging, but these things never do. But nonetheless, I felt there was enough cream. I felt there was enough crunchy bits as well, and I felt the mint flavouring was enough, as I say. And the sponge was pretty nice. It accompanied it pretty well. I'd say you couldn't really taste it, but the texture was good. Overall, not too bad. These, yeah, not too bad at all. Yeah, I enjoyed these. Proportioned well, taste nice, good crunch as well. Not really like anything like Maltesers, but pretty good. 4 out of 5. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Leave a comment or free. Always do my best to reply. Always great to hear from you as well. Check out the links in the description for the Discord server and the member program. Great to keep in touch with myself and parts of the community, and also help the channel out. Click on one of these videos as well. Hopefully you'll enjoy those. And I'll see you next time. Thanks again guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.